Got a pen.
Ready? Okay, good afternoon. We are now getting ready to call to order the Opioid Abatement Committee. It is July 16, 2025, 5:30 p.m. in Conference Room 1112 at the Sumner County Administration Building. I would like to ask if, Shannon, would you like to do the invocation, please?
Yeah. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day and thank you for the rain that we so badly need. Thank you for getting us all here safely and be with those who are on their way. Help us to do the county's business well. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
So I ask you all to stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so I would like a motion for approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second? Anyone want a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have, anyone want to say something? No one, recognition of the public? No.
Thank you.
No one? All right, we'll move on. Approval of the minutes from May 8th, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
Was I here?
That's what I was trying to think of.
No, I was not here.
I was here.
Make a motion.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so report of the committee chairman. So I will tell you that we are extremely not known in our state for our program. And we are being acknowledged as one of the star committee programs for opioid abatement. How about that?
Awesome.
And
You-
I think we should.
Not me laughing at that, but great.
No, we're very proud of our committee because we've done exactly what we needed to do. So I just want to let you know that.
That's
that
awesome.
Everybody has done a great job. We have things coming forward that are going to be very exciting. We've got the Middle Tennessee Opioid Abatement Workshop next Friday. And I think that's going to be really great. You know, we'll have a good time there. And other than that, we'll talk about the rest of it through this committee. But I think we've done a wonderful job. I hope that we continue to do that, and we're making a difference in the community. I will tell you that from a personal knowledge. So I just want everybody to know how proud I am of all of us. So we'll go forward to the report of the grant accountant.
Okay, first I'd like to introduce Justin Werlick from High Point Health. He is the navigator that you all had funded for 2 years. And so I've asked Justin just to be able to speak about the program briefly and to address maybe some of the concerns that you all may have or questions you may have about how many people he's assisted over the last 2 months or anything that the hospital or the partnership may be facing. So with that, I'll introduce Justin.
Hi, Justin Worth, Recovery Navigator over at High Point Health, Sumner Regional. A little bit about my background, just real quick. I have a background at the Bridge program in California. It's modeled about low barrier access to treatment, especially for the opioid population. You know, getting them in for MAT treatment, detox, whatever that is. So that's the system that I'm modeling over here at High Point Health. It's been pretty well received by the doctors and definitely the staff. We've been able to help and start distributing Narcan at the hospital, and then with the Prevention Coalition, they were able to turn that into a box of hope, which now has Narcan in there, Sumner County resources, drug and alcohol, mental health resources, but not only that, but like any other resources, like women's health resources, parent care resources. So it's a nice little thing, like the box of hope, to be hopeful for that. So it's been a great resource for them. I see opioid use population, but also any other drug or alcohol that comes into the hospital to help out with that as well, to broaden my impact to them. So try to touch everybody that I can, service the emergency department inpatient and women's center as well, so the whole entire hospital, with also getting into the community. We have our primary care physicians that are outpatient that help bring people to me as well. So not only in the hospital, but hopefully all of the Sumner County region to get my name out there to help bring people with treatment as well. Wish I had some of the numbers, but
Can you give us an idea on your caseload?
so it's been going up. I believe the first month was May. I saw 29. Then last month it went up to 39.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, we just had an official rollout last month. So it really helped get my name out there. We have a flyer now. I went up to all the different floors for the huddles. So really trying to get more business, so to speak, on like into me and everything like that. So far, it's been on track. I believe I've seen 20 so far for this month. I'm taking off next week, so the numbers will be a little bit low because they'll have a week off, but they've been on a steady incline. I refer about 40 to 50% to treatment, so for the first month it was really good. Smaller sample size though, so it was only like 50%. Last month was 40%, so that was really great with the increase as well. And so far I think I'm sitting at about 40% with the current number as well. So it's been going pretty well over there.
When you say referred to treatment, does that mean the patient could use a recovery home and you referred them and they agreed to go? Is that what you mean by 40% you?
So referred to treatment in my mind is someone that has been set up with an appointment for a treatment center. They've done a screening, they've been accepted, and everything's in place. Or our partner volunteer they've literally gone
nice.
there and made contact and are in treatment.
Okay, thank you.
I'm able to, if they sign a consent or release of information, follow up with the treatment center and see if they actually made it, which is really nice as well. A lot of the centers around here have been really helpful in giving me feedback of they made it, I can let you know that, I can't tell you anymore, and stuff like that. So it's been really good partnership so far.
I have a couple of questions, but the first one is, will you spell your last name?
Werlick.
Werlick?
Yep.
Okay, all right, I just wanted to make sure, okay. So in this box of hope, is that just for the people that come to visit you, or is it a central somewhere in the hospital?
It's primarily just for people who come in that see me, but I've also given the resources to the case management and the social worker, so they can hand it out too if I'm not there, or if they see someone who might need the resources as well. We got also the flyers in lieu of the keychain, which has all the resources for Sumner County as well, so they've been able to hand that out.
Okay, and then the Women's Center, when you said that you have visited with the Women's Center, would you explain what the Women's?
So the Women's Center is primarily focused for people who are expecting labor, who have been through it, who have children postpartum and things like that. So I don't often go there. I've seen one so far, but I was able to connect her to treatment as well.
Oh, so these are women who have had drug abuse. And that led me to my third question. Do you work, are you scheduled Monday through Friday?
8 to 4:30.
And so are you on call Saturday and Sunday if there's a special case?
No, that's when the case managers and social workers pick up.
Oh, okay, so they don't call you or?
No,
Oh,
I
you're
will
good.
get, I get
They'll come in.
referrals.
Uh-huh.
And then normally that's my Monday thing, is to check the referrals, and then I normally follow up throughout the week. So even if I got the referral from the weekend, I'll follow up during the week, or vice versa. If I saw someone last week that was referred to treatment, maybe didn't want to go to treatment, I'll follow up the next week as well, just to say, hey, is everything okay? Did you need more resources or anything like that?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying your job?
Yeah.
Good.
I like it.
Yeah, it's amazing because we're helping people that need help, that have had struggles trying to find the correct help, out there, and being able to get into a treatment. It's just, because a lot of people that I've met in my work, they don't know where they can go. I wanted to get treatment, but I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know where to go. So having a navigator, that opens that door, and yeah, you may not get everybody to successfully complete what they're doing, but they may they already know though what is available. So, that may not, first success may not work, but the second one or the third may. So I think it was money well spent because it is helping the people in Sumner County that are struggling with the addictions and stuff. So I appreciate your work, sir.
I have a couple questions as well. So just to clarify, you're 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, right?
Correct.
And then case managers fill in those gaps.
And social worker.
Social. Have y'all networked with the state's recovery navigators, Kevin Matthew?
Yeah.
Are they-
I've met him. I just met him on Monday, so we figured out a way to do a referral process and everything. That was one of the components that I was lacking, was a residential facility, especially for men.
Right.
So I know that they're not specifically for men, but it's nice to have a facility. And we have a streamlined process now, so it's a lot better than calling the 1-800.
Which leads me to my next question. Do individuals have to report to the emergency department, or can they contact the navigator yourself
Yeah.
outside of that?
Yeah, they can contact me. I had one individual who was provided my phone number over the weekend, and he called me, and then I told him to come to the hospital, not to the ED or anything. We don't want to overwhelm, but we met in a private area, and we talked and able to give him some resources.
So you, just to clarify, you told them to come to the ER?
No,
Because what I'm
not to the ER.
Or to the hospital?
Yeah, not to
Because what I'm getting at, do they have to, because I received a call of an individual that actually went to the emergency department, and it was over the weekend, so obviously you weren't there. But then they were triaged, so ultimately they left with a hospital bill, but no help. And I guess is that a gap? I mean, obviously.
I mean, I might have followed up with them this week. I might have got the consult. They're also providing my information to follow up with me if they want to. So even though they might not have seen me, they still get a way to contact me, or I get a way to follow up with them.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you. We're glad to meet you. Keep up the good work.
Okay, next for finance report, there is a question if you all, as a county commission, want to do a resolution for Opioid Awareness Month coming up, and maybe invite all of the previous grant recipients to attend, maybe for a photo op, and to be recognized that Sumner County is taking appropriate steps moving forward. So I was looking for guidance on that.
I think
It's a great idea. Get some awareness to this committee and the funds that are available.
Okay, I will proceed on that portion.
Do we need to vote on it now?
Go ahead.
Motion to,
Motion.
second, second.
Yeah.
Well, all in favor?
Aye.
With that being stated, I am passing out the finances.
So you're gonna move it to legislative, right?
I will work
Because that's-
with legislative and get it moving forward.
Thank you.
So our first grant cycle has concluded. Just to highlight some of the areas and to also explain why High Point Health is also continuing to be a very key partner with Sumner County. We left the organizations that were given funds left $93,274.81 on the table. Currently, I am working with the assistant budget director, being Beth Browning, to reallocate those funds so we can move it across the line to implement our policy, which is the infrastructure, to see what we can fund. And then by doing that, we'll free up funds from our second check to free up funds from our third check so we can increase the grant award amount hopefully in November. That is our ultimate goal right now. In looking at it, we can see a few things. First off, as you're aware, I sent an email to CASA for invoice number 2 because they were not meeting the definition of opioid funds, especially in their reporting. So they had stopped at all points in time because they were not doing that education. So they left $12,000 on the table. Next is Cumberland Heights Foundation. Cumberland Heights Foundation left $29,812.75. both for Cumberland Heights Foundation and for Salvage Center, which left $44,736 on the table. That is due because they were having trouble actually finding people in Sumner County to assist. So I've talked to Salvage Center. I know, we all gave each other that look. Salvage Center, and I said, you're on hold for now because were not awarded a grant. Cumberland Heights Foundation, this body gave them $50,000 for this current fiscal year as soon as the operating budget is approved. So because they're having a hard time, the partnership, being High Point Health and Volunteer Behavioral Health, is having discussions with Cumberland Heights Foundation on how to access the scholarship funds to assist Sumner County residents. So that way, those funds this upcoming year should be depleted that we have given them. Yes, Commissioner Boyd, you have a...
Are they advertising the scholarships? Or how are they getting this out in the community? I mean, I feel like the money's all closed down and going in certain places and that the community doesn't know already.
So they are soliciting assistance from hospitals as well as going out into the community and advertising. But as far as the correct strings, that was not part of their grant application, so I did not ask. Right now, Volunteer Behavioral Health and High Point Health said that they would assist them. During that meeting, it was pointed out that Hendersonville Hospital as well as Portland does not necessarily have a navigator like Justin. They may have what Buffalo Valley has as far as a navigator for this area that we share with Davidson County. And so we suggested that could be an appropriate route as well, and those parties are having their own discussions. I just facilitated the first meet and greet. So that way we can try to make sure funds are being spent. Yes, Commissioner Boyd?
To that
I mean,
point.
Commissioner Burdorf, sorry.
You look so similar, I don't know why.
It's the hair.
B. It's the B. To that point, if there were a Hope Box at Hendersonville Hospital and Portland, because Portland, I just found out, is just an ER. I
Yeah,
thought there was a
it's just an
hospital, I didn't know it was just an ER. If we had something like that there that pointed them to Mr. Wernick.
So interesting enough, in our crowd, we have Summer Prevention Coalition. That's also part of the partnership. Their duties is the Box of Hope. So they are responsible for the Box of Hope, maintaining the quantities that we have, as well as working with High Point Health and making sure that areas are dispersed. And so Megan Griffith, that is her job. So I will bring that up to their next meeting to see if they will start expanding it and what is potentially needed for that.
So I've brought it up before. When I drive over to Wilson County, they got that big old billboard, and I know they're paying with it. I'm positive they're paying with it with their opiate abatement money. And I brought it up before. I'd love to have a big old billboard telling people what to do and advertise. And here's the money. Come and let us help you.
And as we've discussed, the health department has said that they would apply for funds this year to actually do that, so that way they can actually advertise where to go for assistance. They're also looking at putting it into movie theaters in their application. So that is a process in works that you all should see during our next grant round.
So the county health department, is that what you said?
Yes, they have already started having discussions, especially with certain organizations that want to even advertise there being a 12-step recovery program such as Celebrate Recovery. They're wanting to cover the full entire gambit with doing billboards as well as putting ads into movie theaters, which has also will lead to our discussion coming up in the contract information, because you'll see a change in what is being proposed in contracts that will support your initiative as well.
Movie theaters, the back of the bathroom stall door, or ads, that, okay.
That, and then also you're looking at during the movie previews, when you get there
The
before the
ad?
movies, the ads, they have
okay.
a price for that as well. So,
Okay.
And then, regarding the money that we're moving forward and stuff.
yes,
I know, that we have the 2 buckets. We pay you out of one bucket.
yes.
And we give grants, but I think that the bucket we pay you out of still has money.
That one has
And-
money in it, however.
Is this money here, part of that money in that bucket?
No, that money that you have
Is
is
in the
part
first
of,
bucket?
is in the restricted. You have
Okay.
restricted and less restricted.
Yes,
So it is in the restricted bucket, so we have to use it, yes.
yes, and the unrestricted?
That is less restrictive.
Okay, yes.
The reason being, because if you say it's unrestricted, the
And
state
then
has
it goes
come
to the
in.
general fund, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So they're saying less
I know.
restricted.
Yes, I know.
So for that one, there is a small amount to keep me here for 2 to 3 more years, and that's it. Because the money's not coming in as it was projected.
Oh, so we're just holding that?
That is
Okay.
holding for my salary as well as to close out any programs for when this ends, is what Budget Committee had initially stated.
I understand.
So
I
yes.
just was wondering.
That was actually a question I had.
Yeah.
Was how is the money rolling in? Because I know at one point it was millions and millions and millions.
Yeah, the millions has not come in. What we can clearly say is there was an email that came out today that will show that additional funds have been awarded to the state from the lawsuits. The family that was running the Purdue pharmacy, whose name escapes me right now, is settling. So we should see an increase from the state. From our standpoint, we are seeing on the less restricted side, more of the companies going bankrupt and not contributing. So we do have an issue there. So we are still looking at it, but the state has been good. They do the 3-year span, so we know exactly what we're getting in for the next 3 years, which is close to $500,000 to $600,000. However, on the less restrictive, we do not have that availability because everything's pending in courts and whether or not certain industries are going bankrupt. So we're kind of stuck.
Okay. So there's no way, I'm not gonna hold you to this, but at one point it was like, what, 18 years was the projected timeline of this? Do you still see that happening, or do you see it being?
For the less restrictive, I don't see that happening at all. For the restricted, I would say it was happening. I had a great phone conversation with Murray County, who will be joined with us next Friday in discussions, and they're projecting their last 3 payments to be roughly $30,000, and that's it. So, I mean, they started out great. They did the exact same thing that we have done with High Point Health. They have hired, instead of a navigator, they've hired 2 psychiatrists to help. And so they're looking long-term, and their long-term is they are now looking at bridging a gap with everybody that is a surrounding county and trying to look long-term. What do you want to do when the dollars get so low that we can't do hardly anything and we still want to make that impact?
Okay.
It's not the best case for anybody right now.
So, Mr. Warner, it's probably a question for you, but it may be for you as well. In that vein, if one of the most successful things we have is this navigator, so if you're hearing that we may be losing the ability to pay you a salary, will we begin marketing or working with High Point to get them to put that position? Do other hospitals have those positions
So
that are not funded by these dollars?
yes and no. So 2 things. When we approached High Point Health to do a long-term project, we said we would continue to apply for state funding to try to keep this position open, number 1. And then at the end, Director, I just lost Rod's last name.
That's
Starts with an
okay.
H. Hawker Road. Director Hawker Road said that he would go in front of his board when the time comes and produce the data, which is why you have heard the success stories today saying, we still need this position. How can we move forward and try to get more funds from them as well as other entities? And so there is discussion on the back side for that one. I'm meeting with Dr. I can't even say that name today. Lipperth on Friday to have that conversation as well about how do we want to move forward on it to make sure that this position looks, which right now in the last 2 months has been better than some of the programs that we've already paid part of. How do we keep this afloat to where the difference continues? And so those discussions are had, and I'll be glad to address it with you at our next meeting about what the outcome is.
Thank you.
So we have that, and then last, this is just for informational purposes for you to take home. Think of it as non-homework, but just to satisfy any curiosity that you all may have.
Some light reading.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of light reading. This is the last Q4 invoices and performance metrics that were submitted by the grant recipients. And in doing so, you can see everything that they have submitted. Just so that you all are advised, I did request the Prevention Coalition to submit additional information because their requests encompass the majority of their funds, just like I did for Recovery Court's not-for-profit, because in discussions with the comptroller's office, if they were going to go for anything, it would be the higher ticket items. So we want to be prepared for an audit to show that here's everything all at once. So we have the complete packages for them. And from that, I will turn it back over to Chair Gannon for old business.
Okay, so.
Can I ask one question from here? Did I miss Recovery Fest again? Or what's the date?
No, we have not missed Recovery Fest.
September 21st.
Thank you. Somebody told me the wrong date last year.
Oh, no, September
Bellflower.
21st, 2 to 5 at Triple Creek Park.
So under old business, we have
Put it in your
approval of
phone.
funds for recovery court renovation. That is conditional on the budget. Kind of, sort of.
So currently, Finance Department is looking for approval of funds for Recovery Court renovation. At this point in time, the $500,000 that is set aside for Judge Blanton is set in a non-allocated account. So we're asking to go ahead and ask those funds to be earmarked for Judge Blanton. So once the budget is passed, a budget transfer can occur and that we can begin the project and move forward on it. No architect has been assigned to the project, and Wald came in saying that the whole project, including an architectural fee, will be anywhere from $700,000 to $800,000.
So
And
where's the rest of the money gonna come from?
Yeah.
500 comes from this request, 132,000 is from Recovery Court not-for-profit, and as a budget committee, you all have allocated funds in the budget for the architect to a tune of 150,000. That is currently in there.
So it's all there?
It's all
just,
there.
Different buckets? Okay.
Different buckets, you have 150,000.
I thought I was about to get hit with another request for
No, no, no.
300,000, and I was like, okay, this
No.
is, we're gonna have to back up, okay.
No, the funds are there. It's been, from your standpoint, from a budget concern, since three of you all are on the budget committee, the recovery.
Yes.
Lucky.
Wait, is that a quorum? Could we make?
Yeah.
No, I
We
know.
need 4.
No, you-
Recovery Court not-for-profit in their contract has agreed for the county to retain the funds on their behalf, so that way we can disperse the funds when the pay apps come in. So they'll be looking and getting a quarterly statement from us saying this is what each one has drawn down. And then if anything should happen where something needs to be reduced or scoped in size, then we will be meeting with them as well as Judge Blanton to say the funds are no longer there, you need to reduce in size, and then they'll go back in front of Gen Ops.
Gotcha.
So, can we step back to where you were at, that retain the funds? So are they paying with funds that we're giving them?
Yes.
So, okay.
So it's better than us giving funds and then paying us funds back to pay for the architecture.
Well, I'm still like, we've all had this, been in meetings and it's been through Gen Ops, and we have a space that in this case has drywall, has bathrooms, has everything, and now we're looking at $750. And it's money that we're giving, I mean, it sounds, great, somebody else is helping us, but we're paying for them to help us.
752,000, yes, is what has been allocated for this project.
The original plans, or the plans I have, don't map up with the ones, the building itself. And
Oh, well, yeah,
and so the,
Again,
It has to be-
we have a space, but $750, it's a conversation that's continually gone on, and I just want to say for the record that when it comes in over, I'm gonna stand on the table and
So.
go
Dance.
and leave. I'll stand up here and give my resignation, because I'll be like, oh my goodness, $750,000 for a building that I don't think is gonna be there in 8 years.
So,
But yeah, let's move,
Excuse me.
we'll move forward.
Okay.
I understand the money, where it's coming from.
so from the request for the RFP, the request for proposal that's going out, it will have a statement in there that says, if this project comes in over budget of $632,000, it won't have the dollar amount, but if it comes in over budget than what we are willing to pay for, then we have the right to reduce scope and size, and we will be looking at these amounts first, or these areas first.
That's fair.
I mean, that is how it's going to be written.
Okay, I feel
Because-
better about that.
That is what has happened with one of the other RFPs that was actually put out there. That's, I'm trying to remember which architectural firm did it, but we are copying that scenario so that way the reductions can take place, because we don't want to spend any more money than what we have allocated.
Or some of us don't like spending money at all.
So there you go.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Don't get me started.
Yes, ma'am.
But because I'm late to
You're
this
fine.
conversation, like
Sorry.
these meetings, the initial 500,000 is coming from opioid money.
You have 632,000
Right, uh-huh.
total, 500 for Judge Blanton,
Yeah, the one-
132,000 for the not-for-profit side of Judge Blanton's group.
So then what I'm assuming then is one of those the restricted and one of those the less restrictive?
They're all restricted.
Okay, all right, that's okay, because I think that's where it gets confusing, because it's settlement money, the bulk is settlement money.
Yes.
So it's pass through. Okay, okay, thank you.
Dustin, I guess one of my questions is, if we earmark it, this money's still timestamped, right?
It is still timestamp, and if, the last meeting I talked about needing to do a counting procedure to move the funds. So we've received 3 checks. Check 1 has been earmarked. We know exactly when the dates have to be, so that's why you've heard me say we're gonna be moving some funds around. Check number 2 was supposed to be for the 500,000 for Judge Blanton's group. When Sheriff Craddock was here and asked for the partnership between him and Volunteer Behavioral Health, I had mentioned a procedure that some people did not understand, where we needed to swap some of the funds. So by swapping some of the funds for check number 3, that gives us a little bit more cushion for that build out to make sure that it happens in a timely fashion, so that way we're not running against the clock. So at this point in time, when this budget gets passed, then you have exactly almost 4 years to do this whole entire build out.
So I guess saying that is that, maybe not ethical is what I want to say, but is that fair to other organizations?
Because we already had all of the funds earmarked, so it's fair, because right now you're looking at swapping it out with the paycheck or the check that Volunteer Behavioral Health and Sheriff Craddock's group had received, the dollar amount. So those 2 amounts have just flipped over.
I guess, I mean, I understand that, but earlier too, you talked about pulling money back that hadn't been spent, that was already awarded out. In other words, this money's been awarded, they just haven't been able to.
It's been awarded, and they haven't been able to execute. So the 94,000
Exactly.
is going to help pay for some of the check number, what we awarded for grant cycle number 2, and then those funds will be moved over to grant cycle number 3 to open up more funding for when we do open up our 3rd grant cycle. So the funds are still there. I mean, what you're gonna see is those funds are gonna be moved over to the grant cycle number 3. So that way you can see where in grant cycle number 2, we're gonna use check number 2 for this program and this program. That's not being paid from check number 1 to make sure we meet the deadline dates. And then we're just kicking the can down the road.
I guess my last follow-up question, then, will they be eligible to apply in November?
Who is they?
Who we're kicking the can down the road for?
Okay, so
Sounds like 2 organizations to me, Recovery Court Foundation and.
Recovery Court Foundation, Recovery Court itself, even our friends in the back who are graciously here, being the Prevention Coalition, have said off the record that they'd be more than willing to step back from this grant cycle because there's less funding and they have received more funds. And you as a body could put those restrictions into the grant application. So yes. Right now, you only have 2 of those bodies that are in front of you, being Salvage Center and CASA, because they did not submit the information in on time. That would be ineligible for this round, and then they would be off probation.
Okay.
I got one last follow-up, I apologize. Is all this holding up the coalition with their money?
Right now, Coalition has been paid everything. Did you get your check? Please say yes. Okay, thank you. So from this first grant cycle, everybody has been paid as of June 30th. Everything went to accounts payable for the checks to be cut.
Okay.
And so that has gone on. Right now, we're operating under continuing budgets resolution, which means the partnership still gets their money for the Box of Hope and for Justin. So that's been taken care of. The only holdup that we would see at this point in time is being able to, start the recovery court renovation project, number one. Number two is to purchase the body scanners and the mail scanners. The company has come back and said if for some reason the county commission has passed the budget by the end of this month and we can purchase it by July 30th, they will give us a discount. And so that would be the only thing, negative drawback.
We need to remember that.
So,
We're scheduled to pass it.
I know, but if we don't, for some reason.
I like the way you think.
Body scanners are for the sheriff's department, right?
the body
Okay.
and the mail scanners. But-
Yes.
But if not, then it's
I
the,
can't imagine.
it's the price
Stranger things have
that
happened.
we were given, so.
You're saving money.
Stranger things have happened.
And with that,
Yeah.
I conclude the request
Ask
for
me later. I got
requesting
something I'll tell you.
the renovation funds to be approved.
So if we approve it here, does it have to go back through budget since we report to budget?
No, you all would approve it, and then I would just
I
file
thought we,
the.
have we not already?
It's already
approved?
You all
It's
have,
already-
it's, you've approved the project, but you have not approved the $500,000 when we
I
went back
thought
and
when we
looked.
did the scoring and,
Not for the 500,000.
not for the
For the 132,000 for recovery court, not-for-profit, you all approved. The $500,000, we weren't
were
for
holding
sure
and
if
switching.
you were gonna use capital funds or if you wanted to use opioid funds.
I will make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So next one is, Middle Tennessee County meeting hosting with SMART. That is next Friday. So it starts 10 o'clock? And did everybody get one of these?
They have not, because that's a draft.
Oh,
I'll get the final, I will get the final one that I can pass out coming up on Friday.
I did get an email from somebody at
Chaney.
CTAS. Yeah. What? Channing.
Channy.
Uh-huh.
Channing.
So-
Oh, okay. And so it's 10 to 2
Yes.
on my calendar. But do I have to fill out the RSVP for that?
No.
Okay. I didn't think since we were
Um,
hosting.
County commissioners, if you are certified, or if you are on the CCFO, you do get continuing education. You do have the email that confirms it. Right now, the only two besides Commissioner Ganong is Commissioner Bergdorf and Commissioner Boyd that have received the invitations because Commissioner Lambert said that he cannot attend and Commissioner Sullivan has indicated that he may not be able to attend. So the roles that you two have been assigned are hostess roles to make people feel at home, please.
Yeah, should I bring cookies?
That's ready first.
Wow. Wow.
Hostess with the mostest.
Y'all think I would
Do
cook
we,
them? I
do we,
can
do
stop
we
at
have a
Publix.
dress code?
No.
No?
Please,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't know if
Please
we-
come up with one.
I didn't know if we should wear all black with really aprons and a little hostess hat. Okay. Carry a tray.
So I hope you all will be there, the ones that can come.
I think we should extend the invitation to the full commission.
I have a problem with that one because of seating and availability. We do not have enough space right now to invite the full county commission.
We have
I
Where's
don't
it
think
at?
they'll come. We already know two that are lame, or not coming, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, we're here now. We can't be barking at people.
We already know two that are unavailable.
So what I'm saying,
I
yeah,
know.
but we have other counties coming, so.
Yeah, I'm just
Where is it
thinking
at?
that there might be one or
CTAS
two.
down
Would there be
here on
like one or two?
Oh, okay.
I'm just messing with you.
So there is room for 35, and when I had spoken to.
That's it, 35?
That is it at this point in time. And right now, when I had discussed with Chaney, there is roughly 30 to 32 that have responded. So there's only 3 openings right now. And so they have inquired if we can have one of the bigger rooms.
Well, I'll give my seat up.
Yeah, that's
So-
what, yeah.
That's what a hostess does.
Yeah.
That's right.
Where you stand by the
Stand in the back of the room.
Yeah, just stand up.
Be ready for somebody to ring that bell.
Okay, next on the agenda is bylaws, so we'll talk about bylaws. I haven't had any problem with our bylaws. I think that, you know, the 5 county commissioners, the sheriff, our residents, recovery community, medical, I think we've had a good committee that we have. I know some people can't come every time, but we've, all in all, since we've been doing this, have had a really good collaborative effect with the committee. And I think having this size of a committee, it really gives us, it gives opportunity for dialogue. I think if we get too big, it will dilute everything, and it will be more difficult to, you know, I just think that what we're doing until we get through our cycles, because we all know what's going on and we know what's happening, I think if we can get through this cycle, our next cycle, that right now I would like to kind of keep it, in my opinion, I like to keep it the way it is, because I think that what we know and what we're doing, if we were to add more people, it would bog us down, and, you know, it could change later, but I think it would bog us down, so. Any questions on the bylaw?
So
I have a couple of things.
Yeah, I do too.
first, I'll go last, because no,
let's try to
I
keep
want
it.
to apologize because I left my notes at home because I thought I was running late, so I'll go last. Or
Mr. Lambert, I don't see any notes, so. I have copious amounts.
I just have a couple of things. Are you looking at those, Dustin?
Yes.
On page 1, under
Okay.
term length, the 1, 2, 3, 4th bullet point, it says minimum
Yes.
of 2 grant cycles. On 5th bullet point, it says shall serve grant cycles. I don't know if we want that 1 grant, 2 grant. And then on duties, it says all member instead of all members of,
Not so.
all members, so.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Wordsmithing.
oh no, I'm grateful. Keep going.
No, that was the only few when we were, like you said, I left my notes, but I had remembered those on the first. Oh, she's got.
I read it. I've done this before with other things. Okay, so, where it says, in membership, number 1, with 5 county commissioners, if we are expecting our income on this board to be, based on what you were saying, around $500,000 a year instead of the $1 million a year, the library board has a budget of $2.75 million. We have 1 county commissioner on a board of 9. This tourism department gets $762,000 a year, and we have 4 county commissioners. If we're going to be at $500,000 more or less, instead of 5 county commissioners, I would like to propose we have 1 county commissioner from budget and 4 citizens that they'll all go through committee on committees, but they'll be approved, you know, by the commission. 1 from the north, 1 from the south, 1 from the east, and 1 from the west of the county. So that doesn't change the amount of people that we have. And of course, it maybe kind of messes with, so that would make us at 5 Sumner County residents. And then that would give us more options in having community representation. And
Well,
if
you are
I am aware of that, but I think that this gives people in the citizens in the county an opportunity to serve in their government. Now, and then in the second one, I was thinking that, I did call Sheriff Craddock today, and I asked him, perhaps when we did the tourism board resolution, we rotated our chambers of commerce, and one of the arguments was, well, it has to be a president of the chamber. I just want it to be a representative from the chamber. Let the chamber decide. Could the Sumner County, I asked the sheriff, do you want to do this, or would you like to assign a designee, maybe an SRO, to serve in that capacity, and then keep instead of that one being coterminous, that one would just serve 2 grant cycles. So when you go down here to the Sumner County Sheriff is to serve coterminous, that would just be the Sumner County Sheriff's designee to serve 2 grant cycles.
That's, I
That-
understand that, but I know with what's happening with the opioid program and with the sheriff being a part of it, he's a huge part of it. And a designee, I mean, they have that at the, they did that with the animal control. We had a designee and it bogged us down for 6 months because we couldn't get anywhere. But with the sheriff, he being the lead, I find that his presence on the committee, because the influence he has, and I'm nothing against the sheriff's department and all that, but the SROs, that's a school board issue, and the school board doesn't want to be involved, and they have their own ordeal.
Well, I asked Sheriff Craddock today about having, it could even be the head of the SRO, but he'll designate someone to be here who could fill that seat at every meeting.
And
And he agreed. He said that would be great.
I have other comments, but as regarding the sheriff comment, I work a lot with the sheriff from financial management. We work a lot on policy and of course from budget, and we talk frequently about county stuff. We need it to be the designee.
So is he gonna put a designee on the finance committee?
No, on this, he doesn't attend the finance committee. We affect him. We oversee purchase order exceptions. We oversee policies that affect his department. So he does have a lot of input, and I am aware that he has a lot. He just has a lot, and I feel that a designee for this board.
And I don't have a problem with a designee, I don't, but the problem I have is what's their experience level with what we're doing? Because you can be a sheriff, but you also may not have all the experience that you would have with opioid and drug addiction, things like that. I mean, a designee may be an arrest person, somebody that has experience in that.
Well, if we trust the sheriff to come
get
and
it.
do this, I would trust whoever he would put in here
Any
to
of them are gonna have
represent the
more
sheriff.
experience with opioids than I've had.
Yeah,
Like,
Or-
I mean, it's
or
just-
I don't
any
think
of
that-
us.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
Go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Owens.
Ouch. So, me kind of being off to the side, would you all entertain maybe a member of the drug task force instead?
That would be better.
I would give deference to the sheriff to make that choice.
Yeah.
That's what I would like, is deference to the sheriff.
As somebody with very little
And he knows his
experience with it, I
staff.
would defer to him whichever one he wants to do.
I think the drug task force would be really good.
And I think he would, I mean, knowing Eric like I have for years, I think he would love to be here every single time.
Mhm.
It's just,
Yes.
there's just not a way for him to. I
There's
mean,
one sheriff and there are multiple
And he's told
other-
me he feels very guilty not being able to come and
Yes.
do it. And I think you're right, like it's always better to have the decision maker in the room. And so that's what he struggles with, is being the decision maker, but also knowing decisions need to be made on multiple fronts. So I think he would appoint somebody that's probably, and maybe this is just me being naive, I trust that he would appoint somebody that is knowledgeable and also has the availability,
Yes.
where he may not have that availability but has the knowledge. So I guess I'm thinking, like, if Sheriff Weatherford were still here, it would not surprise me at all if Eric was the designee that he would have appointed. So it kind of, because he doesn't have that workload that Sheriff Weatherford has.
Right.
And I would also leave that, I would disagree with you on the 2 grant cycles and leave it up to the sheriff. If he feels like his person is the most talented person or the most skilled person and they should be here the whole time and that's his designee for the whole
I agree
time,
with that.
I don't want to force him to make a different decision.
Oh, that's fine. I just didn't know how to, I just know coterminous wasn't
I
the,
do disagree with the only having one county commissioner on here. I know that the library board has one county commissioner, and that was just recent. I think there needs to be at least 3, because we are representative of the constituents, and I think just having one, not that I don't believe that we have, people in the community that would like to serve. You want people that serve on the committee that have the knowledge and the experience to be beneficial in the committee. I'm just telling you what we've been through in the past. So my opinion is, I don't believe that we should water down the commissioners. I mean, 3 or more, in my opinion, is better, not 1.
Can I split the difference and say that Rutherford County, I believe, has 2 county commissioners on their opioid? So you want 3, you want 1, you want 3, and I'm saying Rutherford at 2 looks like a sweet spot here.
And a citizen might not have 6 other committees that they sit on, like a county commissioner may have. So a citizen would have much more time to devote to going and visiting the drug rehab and the different, would take some burden, could go visit with Mr. Werlick or come.
Well, I understand what you're saying about people being on a lot of different committees, and that's because of your choice. But I do think that we need representation from the commissioners on this committee, because this is a very, very important program in the county. It really is. It really is.
This committee and this funding is not representing the taxpayers' money. This is not money we receive from property tax or from tax. This is a lawsuit that comes to our county due to.
That's a fair point.
So it's a
All of that.
different type of funding.
But that doesn't mean.
I'm just saying it is a different type of funding, so when we go to look at it.
I also
So-
think it's noteworthy that this committee still has to go in front of full commission for anything to pass.
Thank you, that's a good
Right?
point.
Where all of you are there.
But it's better to have not just one commission, but sometimes having 1, 2 or more, or 3 more, to understand it. I mean, all of you, Dylan and Terry and myself, Shannon's new to the plate, are aware of what we've been doing, and when we go to full commission, we are able to articulate that. Whereas if we had 1 commissioner, I mean, the way things go in this commission, you know, people, it's getting political. And I think we need to focus on what opioid program is. It's about saving lives. And I think having 3, you know, more than 3 or more is better. Go ahead.
Question.
Yes, sir.
I know the bylaws, and we're not on page 2 of, our notes over here, but it says
can
that,
flip over.
it says that we're
Oh.
switching to the committee on committees appointment and all of
Right,
that.
that's correct.
Because, and in my mind, and maybe I'm just misunderstood, we had said that because it was going to be such a long project. If we're now hearing, hey, it may not be that long, is that still what you advise, or should we shift back to what we're doing now of a subcommittee
May
of
I
the
speak
budget?
to this instead of Dustin? I think that what's gonna change is not the time period, but the amount of money. So we
Okay.
might be 18 years, but that last year, we're gonna
Got
have
it.
somebody that's gonna pay, that's gonna drag.
Got
So
it.
that last year, we may only have 1,000, but I think the time will go.
Okay, I just didn't want to do all this
Unless
work
somebody,
and
unless
Dustin
they
says, hey,
want
we're
to
going
settle.
bankrupt tomorrow. Like, we're not getting more money
Somebody
tomorrow.
might live
No.
that through it.
Well,
I
that's
mean, and
why
that's
I
right, the Sackler
said,
family settled, and they're paying out in sums. They agreed to pay out in an 8-year term. That hasn't even kicked in yet.
Yeah,
That
right?
makes sense.
so we're, the
So-
I
time
would
is,
say though,
Yes, ma'am.
for now, because we're getting ready to finish up our next, that we keep it ad hoc like it is, and then work on this as we go and not try to do it all tonight. Try to kind of think about what would be best, but keep it ad hoc at least till we get up to the next cycle, because
Which would be in November.
right.
Yeah, I mean,
You'd be looking at having an ad hoc, you all would, this body would review the applications, make a recommendation, and then check number 4 when it comes in April would be held for the next group that would be decided upon a year from now.
Yeah, so it would keep everything a little bit more, just kind of clean that up, get it done, work on these as we go, and then present at that time later on and say, this is what we would like to see after we finish up this.
I mean, just, I don't know what the right number is, whether it's 3, 1, 5, 7, 9, 24, however many, but I would like to see, after serving on this for so long and seeing the importance of it, I would like to see less government involvement and more citizen involvement.
Yeah.
I think your heart, you get to have both. You get to be the government voice and the citizen voice. I'm here as a government voice, and I've evolved a lot, and it's been super beneficial. But I don't have the same input that Mr. Warlick or that you have, like, or even Mr. Campbell has when he's here. And it's, especially after talking to Matt, he was so excited to serve on this because he's got the passion for it and the time for it. I know there's many others out there that could also do that. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not me, it's
Mr.
Mayor.
Mr.
Sorry.
Owen.
I would like to offer a potential somewhat solution to move forward. Number one is if Ms. Burdorf would give me her notes, I would type it into this one.
Oh, I'm not finished.
That's why I said you would give me your
And-
notes.
yeah, as
But
far
more
as-
importantly, number two is coming up next Friday, either Commissioner Burdorf or Commissioner Boyd, there is a 45-minute period where counties can ask questions of other counties. And so
Okay.
like Murray County itself, it has the finance director, the deputy director of finance on their committee, as well as the department head for the Department of Health. Two of their not-for-profits are on there, and a member of the recovery court. That is the makeup of their board. So maybe while we're looking, it would behoove us to have that conversation next Friday, if one of you all would bring it up, saying, you know, would you...
These are the challenges.
These
we're
are the
having.
challenges we're facing. Can somebody tell us your composition of your board? So that way we can get that information firsthand from them.
And I've been, I'm not shy, I've called other people and talked to other boards. You're surprised?
No.
I have
Uh,
not.
And
No,
I
you
have
do
been
your own.
reading their bylaws and looking at their stuff, so I have read their makeups and I have seen it. And I really liked, if I can make a suggestion, if we're going to, as I said, we can look at these elements as we move forward. If we could concentrate on just the membership and not go any deeper, and if you could hold your notes on the deeper things, if we could come up with membership first before we move on to anything else.
Are we doing this all tonight?
No, I know, I don't think so.
No, we're
No.
not, this
So-
is not, we're
Oh,
not
that's
voting on
fine.
this tonight, no.
If we could
okay.
just like
Mary
focus
wants to
just
be done with it now.
on membership.
Yeah, I get out.
No.
But I would like to
Mary wants to
say-
put it to bed right now.
Yeah.
I would like to say, I really do like Commissioner Bergdorf's SRO thing. I hear that the school is working with prevention, but I would like, and I've seen other opiate that even have the director of schools here. I don't want the director of schools here, I want his designee, because I'd like to know how we could help.
When
And
you
I
have the
want-
student resource officer organizations tell you in an email saying, we leave it up to the Prevention Coalition, it's hard to drag somebody to be a part of a committee that doesn't want to be a part of it.
But we don't want to drag. We want the
Thank
sheriff to appoint.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
Or-
sheriff.
or
I would like to ask the
schools.
school, I would even
schools.
welcome a school board member to get their input, because we all have been told that our return on prevention is so much higher and so much more important than serving after we're on drugs. So I want to hit that, and Commissioner Lambert and I have spoken many times at the table and outside the table that we want this money to go more towards prevention, but we haven't hit prevention at all.
No, that's
Well,
not true.
Yes.
They hit prevention.
But hit
You
prevention,
hit the
then
kids?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're in schools.
You have
So-
prevention.
No, he's catching
No,
them
I
at
think
the
that's-
hospital.
He's intervention, but he's prevention for future. You're not,
Is there any, so you're saying that you're completely covering everything?
We are the main.
Do you work with
prevention
STARS?
arm. We do.
Yeah, you're the
We're the
STARS.
main prevention arm for the school system. They have their prevention is under Safe Schools, but they have 2 prevention coordinators to cover the entire county. So they typically reach out to us and we sort of are their
And that's the
arms.
questionnaire that they get to identify.
They work with EMS. I don't remember what the survey company is, but they work with, it's the Tennessee Together survey. that they
Yes.
work with them to do a middle school, all middle school, and Sumner County, it's all middle school and high school students that they do the survey. But we have at almost every middle school, there's prevention days with the
Yes.
sixth graders. We do, for just teachers or STARS counselors, reach out to us. We do a lot during Red Ribbon Week. We do a lot during promising graduation stuff. But we have most of the health teachers will reach out to us to come and present at least every 9 weeks, I think is how our schools go. So we're in the school, once school starts back, we're in schools
Excellent.
2-3 days a
Do they
week.
still do DARE? Is that a thing? I can still sing the song,
It's
but I don't know if
sort of-
that's.
It's sort of a
Did it
thing.
work?
And the
Well,
sign
then you need
language.
to stand on the table and
So the
dance.
SROs.
Yes, together.
Some of the SROs have gone through a DARE training, and a lot of that is still
Okay.
partnered with us on.
Sure.
site.
I didn't know if they did this full shift
I,
to that. And also, it's very impressive that you could say that week's name without tongue tying, because I can't say it and never have been able to, so.
I like all that, but I would still like to think about a school board member so that they know what we're doing and
They
help
know
make
what
them
they're
aware.
doing, and they
Well,
manage the
somebody
school board
knows.
system. I'm trying to
I
be
know.
that devil's advocate here, but, you know,
If
I just
know
wanna
this,
see
I
if
know.
they have additional ideas once they see this money. We're working on this. I can put my ideas on the table.
I like the
Absolutely.
idea of a school board member.
I really like the idea of a school board member, but some of the other
I'd like to
opiate
not have-
committees,
I would say a school employee, like a school,
Any. just
not a board
A
member.
designee. A designee.
Yeah.
I just want more prevention. I mean, I
we
understand we give
have
it.
prevention, and that's where I find that people, when you're talking about prevention, tell me
understand.
what you think prevention is, so. or what
I
we're
want
doing.
more ideas from that arena.
Like what kind of ideas?
I don't know, because I'm not in that arena.
Are you saying
That's-
catching them before they get to
How
a
can
high
we,
point?
yeah, how can we help? We have some money, can you come up with it? You're at the school, our person or designate, you're at the school, you have this and this, but we
Maddie
have,
wants to say
we
something.
have a lot more money.
I would, not to tell you guys at all what to do, I would say at the school level, who's gonna know the most about what they're seeing in schools is somebody from the Safe Schools Department. 'Cause
Like
they-
Katie Brown?
Katie, Jerica, Beth.
A
Yeah.
designee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds
They,
like what
they
I'm,
would, from my perspective, know more about what's actually happening in the schools than a school board member would. They're more, on
So
boots
that
on
would
the
be-
ground
Yeah.
type, yeah.
More than a, yeah.
that's,
I would also be happy to.
I just like
so
less
we-
government.
Again.
I second that.
Or
Make it a motion, let's run it.
Sorry,
Okay,
the
let's bring it
Republicans
back
coming
in.
out at me.
Let's bring
You
our
know,
way
if
back
it's,
in
if it's an
order.
issue with the terms, then, another option that other counties, since we're referring to other counties and what they're doing, is they actually set percentages on what they allocate out for prevention, treatment, harm reduction.
I think that would be awesome. Cause I don't know
And
what
that's
else
actually
it
even what the
is.
state does as well.
Well, that's your homework.
Can we do that?
What's that?
Yeah.
You set this percent, you start working on your
Can we,
percentage.
can we come up with
table.
a,
You can come up
That's
with
your
a percentage,
homework.
yeah.
It's yours, huh?
Tell me how you want to
Yeah.
divvy it out.
that would be great.
Okay.
At least you're
Okay,
not
so let's,
posted.
I'm
what
not
I'm
invited.
gonna suggest, cause we're running late here, is to kind of keep these thoughts on paper, and then we meet next, and after budget, after we get all that stuff done, and then we start working on this towards our next,
That's what I had.
when we finish our next cycle, so that we have all this in order, and not vote on who's gonna be on there right now. Just list of, I would rather push this back to old business, or next month, or our next one.
I'll make a motion that we push this back to old business.
Second.
Everyone, all in favor?
Aye.
So, I would love for y'all to put your thoughts down on paper and kind of give us that, so we can put it in our minutes, and like, for when we come back, we can type it up, kind of bullet points, and then we can talk about it.
Can we just
I'm
get
in
finished?
favor of dialogue, I just, we are not all gonna agree on everything. Okay, so next, we'll move on from bylaws. New business is indirect costs.
Okay, so with volunteer behavioral health having a high or indirect cost rate, we had a discussion about it, and we were looking to see what was being said or done across the board. It is basically across the board, depending on what you are, what you're looking into, and the areas that you want to go into. So, for example, if you're looking at education, it says 11.5% if it is off campus, but it's 42%. That was for Tennessee Tech. The U.S. National Science Foundation, if we're applying for a grant from them, would only be 15%. The State Office of Criminal Justice, if you're looking at theirs, they do a de minimis of 10%. And the Tennessee Broadband, which is what we have applied for and are using right now, is only 6%. Now, looking at what the State Opioid Abatement Committee has, right now their indirect percentage cost was capped at 15% unless they have a specific indirect agreement allowing for a higher rate. With that statement, in the grant world, the higher rate is basically looking at what the federal government has allowed. And in that case, volunteer behavioral health did have a higher rate that was approved by their predominant agency. And so we would have had to go with the higher amount if you would have adopted that one. So looking at it, when we're moving forward with the grant application period that is coming up, hopefully in November with an updated document, we will need to have a discussion about indirect costs. Now, what you all could say is, we're not going to pay for any indirect costs. We want all the funds to go towards those with opioid use disorder, and we will not consider anything that is indirect costs related. But that would be up to this body when it comes time to start looking at and drafting the revised grant application.
Can we not just do we have to state that up front, or can we not be flexible? If we get an application that has a very high admin or overhead, we could rate it down. I wouldn't want, because of different business models, I mean, this could really be a detriment to some business models.
I agree. So, I mean, if we're going to have these discussions when it's time for the grant application, we could say anything above 15% would be based upon discretion of the board, based upon conversations during the review period. And we could ask questions at that point in time to see if they would be willing to negotiate.
And
I think it'd probably be wise to like to add in there on appropriations, you don't include indirect. If you're appropriating funds and it's not actual application.
You mean from budget, or from this pot of money?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yes.
What? No.
do you need us to take some action on this indirect, or are you just educating us?
Just educating you all, because we're not at this point in time. It's just because Mr. Taylor had inquired about it at the last meeting or 2 meetings ago about it, and so this is to show you where we are and that we are headed in a direction to have this conversation in the future for the next application period, as well as putting it into our bylaws regarding direct appropriations. So.
I don't think it would go in bylaws, I think it would go in our policies, right?
It could potentially go into your policies, yeah. Sorry, I misspoke, I'm tired.
Okay. Any other questions on that? No? Contract discussion for Sumner Prevention Coalition recovery court.
So coming up, we are working on the contracts. There are 2 areas that I would like to discuss, and so the first one on here is the Prevention Coalition, as well as recovery courts, not-for-profits. And basically what I'm asking is, they applied for a year's worth in their contract.
Okay.
I would like to make the contract for 2 years, number one, because the not-for-profits will be doing a build-out in case something does happen where it does run behind. I'd like to be able to already have 2 years built into that contract. Number two, if something should happen where the Prevention Coalition has to wait until there's a new Gen Ops committee to try to purchase a piece of property, then it gives them a little bit more leeway to have those conversations as well should it last more than a year. That is it.
That sounds great.
And I'm sorry, it's just that always it's the recovery and the recovery foundation and I kinda get lost in the whole thing,
So it's the not-for-profit, the one that we gave the $132,000 for.
So this is the 132 that's on, that goes on top of our 500,000 to remodel that space over
Yes.
there.
So it's the 132,000 has a 1-year contract. I'd like to be offering them a 2-year contract.
I'm just trying to remember and think through where it's all at, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
So, do we have
So-
a motion?
Can I just-
Or-
Can I ask this
No,
quick
I'm still
question?
confused, but,
Just to make sure, if we left it at a 1-year contract, they would have to come to the Gen Ops, right?
are you-
If you're
Am I
talking
thinking
about the
this
Prevention
right?
Coalition.
Like, if we did not pass this 2-year term,
2-year term.
what happens?
Okay, so 2-year term, we'll just say Prevention Coalition does not obtain a piece of property, then they would lose the funds, or they would have to come to us and ask for an extension. That would be the only 2 options.
Which could, because government's involved, okay.
Yeah. Regarding the build-out, I'll go ahead with.
Did y'all go in front of Gen Ops already?
Yeah, we've already been through all that.
So right now they have to make a bid, but they can't make a bid until after the budget is passed. So we're in a holding pattern.
Welcome
Same
to.
thing.
so this isn't the remodeling of the old courtroom, this is that house on Winchester.
It's both projects. I'm asking
Where's-
for an extension, a year grant, or a contract for 2 years for both of those projects.
Shouldn't we separate this? This seems like two
This
two
seems
things
really-
of business you're trying to cram into one.
Yeah, this is
Well, this is
really-
contractual, so I'm trying to align all of the contracts, so both of them have contracts. Now, if you all want to say, we want to extend one 2-year contract for recovery courts to do the remodel, but what you don't want to do is extend one to Prevention Coalition, then you have that privilege as well.
Yeah, because that's what I was alluding to earlier when you were asking on the
Yeah.
500,000 plus the 175 or whatever. I said, is this holding up the coalition?
No. What's holding up the coalition is the budget hasn't been passed yet.
Right.
Do you? This is
Being the
out of
operating
order.
budget.
This is out of order.
I,
Do you need 2 years?
Not on our end,
Perfect.
What would you might need 2 years for? Be honest.
just if it gets held up at the
Yeah,
county
it
gets
commission level.
smelly.
somewhere, you know.
I say, I mean, I think that just giving them the 2 years, because we worked really hard to get here. And
I'm not having trouble with the time period, but I do agree that it is 2 different items, and it seems that it should be separate.
well, it says Recovery Court Inc. and Sumner Convention Coalition. So it's got both, it's
We need
Recovery
to
Court
talk-
and,
This is,
right here at the bottom, where it has the dates. That's the 2 separate ones right there. And then we're
They're
asking-
saying.
did legal look at this?
The extension, yes, only for the dates.
They're saying they want to talk about the extension for each thing separately, correct?
Correct.
Not
Yes.
That's
together.
what-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it should be, I mean, it is 2 different separate things.
So
But
you
he's
want-
gonna add it to both one, like if this passes, the only reason, I'm assuming, sorry if I'm speaking.
no,
out of
you're fine,
turn.
I'll tell you.
I'm
Well,
assuming
says
he's just doing this
contract.
for
It says contract edition.
contract edition, so that's this section, and then he's down here. So this section is gonna be added, which just says, hey, we want.
Where's the whole contract?
All contracts are in my office that have been drafted and being reviewed by legal.
Okay. And then you wanna put this in,
He wants to put this in saying, hey, give us credit. And then he wants to put this in, or changing this from a 1-year, 2025 to 2020 to 2027.
So it'd be in 2 separate
So the
contracts,
contract-
the work.
is it 2 separate contracts
Yes.
then?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's 2 separate contracts, one for each
Oh.
agency.
He just blended
It's just
this
the
together
verb.
I'm
for
sorry,
ease
I-
of.
Yeah.
And the E's just confused
Yeah,
me
sorry.
terribly.
No, you're good.
You're fine. It's in the day for everybody.
I think that's what I thought. Once I heard, I thought, I think we're all talking about the same thing.
Yeah,
We're just
because
not.
2 different contracts, and they're gonna have
Yes.
the link.
Everybody gets their own separate contracts.
Do you want
With
one
us.
to have 2 years and one to have 1 year?
Oh, I don't care how long, I'm not
Okay.
into end dates. I just was
Then-
confused about what we were doing,
Yes,
cause
they have
I
two
thought we
separate-
were remodeling
He's
and
going to
then
add
we were-
this into both contracts.
That's what I was.
Yes.
So do we have a motion to add this to the contract?
So moved.
Second, I say second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm still thinking, but,
I need,
I just don't want us to get in the way. That's why
I understand. I'm just trying to, I'm sorry, it's just,
No, you're fine.
I
You
need,
think
I need to know what you're
more than I
voting,
do.
'cause a motion and a second, and we have 2 votes. Are you voting?
I'm on this thing.
Okay. And Shannon?
I'm going to abstain.
And Terry?
Sorry. Don't look at me like
It's just, I'm still trying to,
It's just, all it is adding language to each.
I don't remember reading the
Contract.
whole contract.
It's the same contract that you all approved the last cycle, exact same verbiage. However,
Oh,
we're
I
just
remember,
asking
and I
for the
voted
dates.
no,
So
Okay.
that's it.
because it was those finance people. Remember that now? I would like to see the whole contract, but I think that we're under, can we postpone this on old business? Because I'd like to read the whole
If you
contract.
postpone it to the old business, then they won't get their contracts, which means
At
that.
all?
At all,
No.
because it has to be fully executed.
Before when?
They can do any action, so you're delaying.
Any action where?
To do what they wanna do with
Which
Yeah.
the
project?
money,
Both.
both projects.
Well, we haven't even passed it. I would like, I need to see the full contract before I can even vote on an amendment,
So you're
because I
gonna hold
don't.
it up, we're gonna hold it up. I'm just asking, cause I'm
Well, I
trying
would
to
have
get this.
liked to have had the full contract if I was, and I would like it in my package.
Because, I mean, you're looking at every single
I
full
understand.
contract. But yeah,
I understand. I'm just trying to, huh?
I said, oh, I am not.
The chairman has the discretion to call an emergency meeting, correct?
I beg your pardon?
You have the discretion to call an emergency meeting,
I sure
correct?
do.
Well,
I sure do.
I mean.
And I mean, that's only, I'm trying to
If
understand
this
how it
fails,
fits
then they would have a
together.
year because the contracts are in play, would be in place.
So they're not losing their contract.
They're not losing their
Okay,
contracts.
and we could extend it later.
Yes.
You could.
Okay.
However, I would be asking for number 24 above to be approved, please.
So moved.
Because from your standpoint, Terry, I understand that you want the advertisement and everything, but I also, if we go that route, I want people to realize this is where their money's going. And so we need a clause.
The advertisement's not in here though, right?
It just says
Yeah.
where feasible and appropriate, they gotta include this statement. This blank is supported by opioid settlement funds.
So
Know
for
that,
example,
but that's not the billboard stuff I was talking about
No.
earlier. No, it's different. It's just a simple matter of, if we're good to go with the date, we can extend it later. And I'm pretty much sure that before I had some words to say about the contract, and it's not before me again. So, yeah, it sounds like it's fine. We can go
Okay.
and extend it later if we need to. Is that not what you said?
that's why I said I thought we had moved on to the top portion, which was 24.
Okay, so the top part. So up here, the top portion. And this is just saying they're just gonna add where it came from.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm good with that.
So do I hear a vote? We got 1, 2.
Yes, to vote on adding this verbiage that where it came from. I'll vote yes.
Okay. So we have, all voted yes. So then we're gonna wait on.
Yes, I'll vote to include this verbiage.
And then we're
And
gonna-
that has
Terry,
been-
did you vote on this? Did you vote on this part, the dates?
The date, she's a no.
You're a no on the dates?
I'm a no on the dates because we can always
She's a no
extend
on
it
the
later.
dates. They're an abstain on the dates, on the top 24 part.
Can we do that? It's not 2 separate items.
We'll make 2 separate motions. The first motion failed. The first motion will be this one.
I only heard one motion.
Okay, so do it again.
The motion, which part?
She needs them both.
I heard a,
Okay, motion to approve
Yeah.
24,
So moved.
And that's just the top.
second,
Mhm.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, everybody's aye. Okay, on the second part, the motion to approve Recovery Court Inc. and Summer Prevention Coalition for an extension of, from July 1st to June 30th, 2027. Motion to approve. I motion.
So moved.
Yes,
Second, whatever you need.
second, all in favor? Me and you?
Just me and you.
2
And-
abstentions and a no.
And I'm still, I know we just voted, but what's in the current contract? What's the dates in it?
The dates coming up, the current contracts, will be July 30th or whenever the budget passes until June 30th of 2026.
It's just a 1 year.
Because
Okay.
it's 1 year, or whenever the operating budget passes, it's done.
And then we
So,
can address it
Then you can address it
in
if
the
you want to.
future without a special call.
Blessings in holy water.
Okay.
Just that, telling you all the pressure right now.
All right, so the next thing, I'm gonna call for order here. Next thing is date of next meeting. When do we wanna meet next? It's next month, August?
Mm-hmm.
What is a better day for all of them? What, Wednesdays, Thursdays?
What's today, Thursday?
No.
Today's
Oh, it's
Wednesday.
Wednesday, you're right. That meeting yesterday put me off.
Does Wednesday work for you? At 5:30?
I like Thursdays.
You like Thursday?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I'm fine with Thursdays.
okay. Terry,
I'll make Thursday fit.
Thursday, okay. Bill, you good?
I'm good. I'm just
Okay.
along for the
Let's
ride.
shoot for a Thursday. At 5:30.
Do we have to meet in August?
No, we can meet in September.
I like that.
I like that
We can
too.
skip a month. We were actually.
Is there anything that's gonna break if we push it?
That's what I'm trying to think of right now. The only thing that could potentially break, and I don't have,
Done
wait,
by September. Huh?
the only thing that could potentially break is if we don't meet soon enough in September, then you all won't get to review the report I have to submit to the state. That would be the only
When do
thing
you
that
have to
would
submit
break.
that?
End of September.
So we need to meet the first 2 weeks.
Yes, please.
Is the first Thursday in September the week of Labor Day?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Labor Day is September 1st.
Or is anyone traveling? Oh, Labor Day is September 1st.
Mhm.
I'll be on the week
Yeah.
of the 8th,
That's
September
a
8th.
Monday,
Hmm?
I think.
I'm sorry,
I'll be gone the week of September 8th.
who's vice chair?
Oh, well, I am.
All right.
I can do the 4th or the 18th right now, I think.
Can we do the
September
4th?
Did you say, is there a 4th? Did
No, I
you-
said
No, she said
September
September
4th.
4th.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
I took my glasses off, I can't hear.
You're
I
good.
think-
Can't
don't-
see?
It's the way it works. I
I'll
take
tell you
my
what,
glasses off and I
let's do
can't
this.
hear.
Let's propose the 4th and the 18th as an option. You kind of look at your schedules and then get back with Dustin and we'll see what the majority does, okay? And that way we'll pick a date.
Okay.
All right, we have one more thing.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's roll.
Did y'all know that